Alright, so today I'm gonna show you a sweep that's very effective, super strong. Anyone can do it, okay? Sometimes you can use that from lasso. I'm gonna show you like an introduction first, and then after that, we're gonna work as a squeeze guard using the same concept, okay? Like for example, like a lot of times, you go for the omoplata, okay? Let's say you grab cross sleeve like this, okay? And you grab the pants, and then you go for omoplata here, okay? If you go, if you go with the back of your knee, right here behind his armpit, okay? A lot of times your opponent will stand up, right, like this, and then he can pull the arm like that, okay? So what you're gonna do, you're gonna work with this frame under his armpits. So let's say if I underhook his leg, I'm gonna work with the omoplata like this, you see? Where I'm gonna trap his armpit with my shin, okay? Just like that. By controlling his sleeve, okay? Try to stand up, Andy. If Andy tries to stand up, you see that I'm not bringing the back of my knee here, okay? I'm using just my shin like this. I use my foot pretty much over his back right here, and then I figure four like this. Because when Andy tried to stand up, I can use this frame here to push him to the floor. You see that? All right? With my staple on his armpit, I can push his shoulder to the mat. Like that, you see? Try to posture up, Andy. It's really hard for him to posture up. And if I'm controlling this leg right here, when my opponent tries to step over it, right, I can simply like just start turning this way and then sweeping. Okay? For example, a lot of times you can use that also when your opponent is passing the guard, right? Especially when you're doing kind of like a lasso, and then your opponent ends up like passing your guard like this, okay? You can break his grip, and then you turn, lift your hip, and then you go to omoplata here, right? But when I go to the regular omoplata, my opponent stand up, and then he ends up pulling the arm out, okay? So, let's say if I do the same thing, but now look, I use the staple, right? Instead of putting the back of my knee all the way around, especially under his armpit, I'm gonna keep like this, look. And now look, I figure for my leg, and with my shin, I'll push his shoulder to the mat, look. It's super powerful. You see how I staple his shoulder, right? You see that my shin, my knee is inside? I'm not like this. Right here, posture up, and he can take the shoulder off the mat, right? But when I'm like this, okay, like this, I can also go to an armbar here, right? But also, like, it's really hard for Andy to stand up because I can put pressure of my shin over his shoulder. You see that? Okay. Let's say sometimes your opponent is passing with like a crazy dog, right? He's grabbing the pants. You have the leg right here, and your leg's already doing that frame. You see? You break the grip. You go upside down. You control the sleeve. You don't have to sink your leg through. You just figure for your leg here, and now pushing forward, just like that. You see? Now you just like sit up, and then sweep your opponent like really easy. All right? You guys understand that? Okay. So just so you understand, the basic part of the technique, we're gonna control the cross sleeve, okay? And control the pants right here, okay? On this way. So we're playing like the guard like this. Putting my foot on his shoulder, okay? My right foot on the shoulder, my left foot on his hip. So I control the distance. Sometimes I can work as a de la riva as well, okay? Just so I can create a space to attack the omoplata, I put my foot on his hip. Okay, now look, I pretend I go to omoplata here, turn around. It's like I would say like it's a modified omoplata, right? It's not like a complete omoplata because on the regular omoplata, you have to go all the way around like this. With this one, you're just gonna go like this, okay? So look. So I'm here, I go here, one, and now look, I turn. You see how I bring my head close to his shin, okay? And at the same time, I pass the leg here. And now I figure four like this. My knee's inside. I push into the mat, and now I sweep my opponent. Okay, once I sweep, I end up on the side right here, okay? And this turn, he's gonna control cross sleeve and the pants. Okay? So now he's gonna set up the omoplata. He's gonna turn and then he's gonna have his shin on my armpit. You see that? You see that his knee is inside? Now he's gonna push my shoulders to the mat. It's really hard for me to stop that, right? There's a lot of pressure on my shoulder. I definitely go with my shoulder on the mat, okay? And I can stop my roll. I have to roll, okay?
Professor, one question.
Yes.
Do you figure 4 or step on your own foot?
I figure 4. Yes. I feel like you can step on your own foot. You can underhook the leg like this if you want as well, or you can grab like this, okay? So you're here like playing guard, and then you hit like this. If you step right here, I feel like there's a big gap. You can pull your arm out, or like just posture up, like this, right? When you figure 4, right? I have more weight. You see that I'm putting my leg on the floor, but go back. My goal, sit up. My goal is not going with this foot on the mat, right here. My goal is going with my shin on the mat. It's pretty much putting his shoulder on the mat, like this. You see the difference? Go back. So if I go like this, you're still able to stand up a little bit. But when I extend my outside leg, you hit your shoulder on the mat. And naturally you have to roll, okay? So once you roll, I can keep the omoplata here, keep this grip, and just let go of the pants and go over your arm here, okay? If you underhook my arm like this, I have to get my underhook, and I use my knee right under his arm here so he doesn't turtle. I start opening his arm like this. Okay. Also, if you like to staple the arm like this, you can, right? So that way he doesn't put the elbow on the floor to come. If I underhook and I don't care about this, he's gonna start turtling like this, and then I can end up in front of him. Okay, go back. So the best thing you can do here is keep contact with your knee. Try to sit up with your knee close to his arm, okay? Or you stick, right? And this leg right here, you go in front of his hip right here. And don't keep your foot like this because you can trap the half guard, right? Bring your heel under your butt so that way you hide your leg, okay? And now, of course, from here I can start hitting the arm bar or the kimura. Again, I get the figure 4, okay? Cross grip, okay? Now I go to omoplata, and then now look, extend your exactly. Look, now come on. Okay? We go back and forth just like that, and then we go to the next. Okay? All right, let's go 1, 2, 3. Guys, let me show you 2 things here, very important, okay? Especially for the beginners. So Andy control the pants. Vira pro outro lado. All right, Andy control the pants. So notice that when he goes with the head near the leg of his opponent, since he's not gonna underhook, you see his forearm inside, okay? So some of you is grabbing the leg around, like grab the leg like this. Yes. Or go back, or you just keep the elbow out so you can turn, you see? So you have to put your elbow in. Put your elbow in. That's the first thing. So you have to bring this leg over your forearm. That's the first thing. And then your head goes close to the foot while you're putting this foot right here. Notice that Andy's, there you go. Notice that Andy is like left knee, it's inside. Okay, I see some of you with the knee outside. Okay, so the knee, it's inside like this. So you frame the body of your opponent. Now look, if Andy sweep Jonatas this way, Jonatas can resist. He has to bring Jonatas more towards this way. You see? So he's more like towards the front of your leg so you can have the shoulder of your opponent on the mat. You understand? So don't just toss your opponent away from you, but it's either in the direction of your leg or a little bit more towards you here. Okay? Go again. And so that way you're gonna have a really good pressure against his armpit, and then his shoulder goes on the mat. It's really hard for him to stop. Because look, he's gonna fall. Even if he pulls his hand on the floor, he can't stop this shoulder to be on the mat. And then naturally the guy will have to roll. Okay, so you force your opponent to roll when you do that. Go in. So step 1, and now go. Look. You see that his knee is open, always, right? So the knee is inside. You have to create that frame under the armpit. Your shin is like a stick under the armpit. Now do fast. So in the fight, you're just gonna get there, you set up the position, and then you go. Okay? So remember, it's in front of your leg, it's not on the side of your opponent. It's either in front of your leg or a little bit more towards this side right here. Okay, towards the outside. You guys got it? So let's repeat like for 3 more minutes, back and forth. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so now let's say I cross the grip here. I have the cross grip. And as soon as I start going against Andy here and he feels the position is coming, he posture, right? So you see like my foot is right there. I'm not like trying to go to Omoplata. Because if I try to go Omoplata here, for sure he's gonna take the arm out, okay, and I end up losing this. So keep the ankle, right? Your ankle right here, right behind his shoulder right here. Okay, and you see that my knees already start going inside. But now look, if I try to figure 4 here and then just posturing, I'm not gonna succeed. So I keep the frame and I use this leg here to give me a momentum to shake him. Like this, I break his posture. Once I break his posture, then I start going for the figure 4 like this. Okay? If Andy like just stop here, stop there, Andy. If Andy stop right there, then I can start going to Omoplata. Okay? Easily. So if I keep the leg just like that, okay, not passing my knee over, it's like a bicep slice. You have to be careful because this is illegal for blue belts, purple belts. I think just black belts and black belts can do bicep slice, no, right? Can? Yeah, black belts can do bicep slice and brown belts, but not like blue and purple in IBJJF. Okay, go back. So if you're here and then your opponent start posture up like this, while you go into the position posture, you can shake him like this, but face the camera. But you see, like if I shake Andy and I make Andy falls like away from me, like towards the outside, he's not gonna get swept. Go back. But if I go a little bit, not like with the head in, but I'm gonna shake Andy this way here, more towards like between my legs, right? Like this way, he's gonna get swept. Okay. So I have my outside leg to move to give it the momentum, and I have to use my shin right behind his armpit to staple his armpit and force it to go down. You guys got it? So if I'm here with Andy, usually like when the opponent feels the omoplata is coming, right? He's gonna like start doing this, right? And you can't sweep just with the figure 4. So open the leg and shake your opponent. Exactly. Now you start bringing this way. Okay? So now we're gonna work on that. Okay? Of course, this is like to insist on the omoplata sweep. Because if your opponent is really strong, let's say if you try to do this, and let's say Andy is shaking and the opponent is super strong, he doesn't move, then he needs to entangle the leg. He needs to go around and then start going to something different. Okay, which is, we're gonna do that later, tomorrow, okay, not today. You got it? So for now, let's say you go to the position, okay, and then he shake, then now he's gonna bring it this way, okay? And then sweep. Any question? All right, just make sure your kneecap is inside, okay? Let's go 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Now the last position that we're gonna train, okay? So pretty much I showed you everything that you need to know. The most important detail is like how to staple the armpit. It's like armpit staple, okay? Right here. You can underhook the leg like this as well, as long as you don't let your opponent step over you like this, all the way around. But even if it goes all the way around, go all the way around, I can still use my frame to push him, look. I can still like use that frame here to push him. Try to hug me, Andy. It's hard for him to hug, you see? So he turned, and now he can start like putting pressure again. I have to like go back here, okay? So always like putting that pressure, all right? But now you're gonna control your opponent in a better way when you apply the sweep guard, okay? So you're gonna keep your opponent between the legs. You can play like De La Riva, turn. And then you can go for the Mantis guard like this. And then you feed the lapel right here. Okay, you go for the lapel right here, and then you control cross sleeve. Okay? So now you're gonna do exactly the same thing, using the shin, but holding the lapel. Okay? And then you push your opponent. And actually, with the lapel, when he rolls, the lapel will help you to come up here. You just bring this leg here towards you like this, and you come up with this frame here. Okay? Stop your opponent. If you have the grips, that'll be great. So probably right here, Andrew will try to entangle my legs. He's gonna try to push me and try to go with this leg around. Especially if he's flexible. Go back. So immediately when I get here, I have to underhook his armpits here. Actually his thigh. Okay, right here. And I have to be in front of his thigh, not on the shin. Okay? I have to underhook in a way. Try to entangle my legs. So I slide, but look, my shoulders are in front of the thigh. Okay? Both thighs. Again. So I'm here. Okay? I can control like this to get the squeeze, or I can go like De La Riva, Mantis guard. Okay? And when I go for the squeeze, so don't try to keep your hand here and try to feed the lapel, because if Andy posture up, it's hard for you to get the lapel. See? Like bring this leg over his waist and reach with your hand behind the knee. So now you can get the lapel. Okay, it's better. So keep your hand behind the knee here. So now you control the cross sleeve, and then you here, same position, same situation, but now you have the lapel. Okay? So now I'm gonna do exactly the same thing. I'll turn around, and I have my knee inside, you see? Now I shake this leg to sweep him. Okay? I can sweep even without using the figure four, if I need. Because sometimes my opponent is posture like this, right? And I shake this leg here, and don't forget to bring your opponent this way, not just forward, right? Like this. You want his shoulder on the mat to sweep. Okay? So once you get here, stay in front of the thighs. Okay? And then your opponent will probably bridge. Then you can grab his waist. Hug his waist, and then start applying the pressure, going to north-south. Just stay tight. Okay? And sometimes your opponent will fight hard. He's going to turtle. Then you can start attacking the back from here, right? As well. This situation also works when my opponent is passing on his knees. Let's say I'm on the close guard here. I open Andy's lapel. I underhook his leg. I go for the squeeze. Then I start using the shin to step him out. Okay, I step my knee like over his chest, and then the foot. And now I start turning like this. Even with Andy like posturing and trying to keep the knees on the floor, I can use my shin, right, to staple his arm, okay? Still controlling the sleeve, and then I can start forcing to go with the shoulder on the mat. Okay, it's actually a very powerful sweep right here. Okay, so now I wipe the leg like this, or I can come up like that, whatever you feel more comfortable to come up. As long as you come up fast. You guys got it? Okay? Or even sometimes I set up the squeeze guard right here. I set up. And my opponent drop the knee on the floor because he knows like something's coming. Right? And then I can do from here. Push, and then circle the leg around. Now look, keep holding the arm. Don't keep his arm on this side. Try to keep his arm inside right here. Towards the side of the omoplata. And now look, I bend my knee. Okay? If I need to make the figure four, I can. And then I just push him forward and then just go for the sweep. Okay? And then if you want to be fancy like Andy, you start wing. So Andy likes to do those crazy stuff. Right, Andy?
When I'm lighter, yeah.
Alright. You guys got it? All right, any question? It's the same concept. You see, like you can do that with the knees on the floor as well if your opponent has the knees on the floor. But with this squeeze, you're gonna feel way stronger. Okay, it's way better too. In case you don't sweep, you have this squeeze, you have the lapel, you can control your opponent in an easy way. Okay? All right, let's go 1, 2, 3.